the current I'm swimming against. And you say I'm coquettish, treat my feels like a fetish. You say you love me, I know that you lie. 3 little words coming out like a sigh. Is it really worth it to do it for pride? To have a +1 on the invite? Hey.
Sorry I'm late, I just don't give.
Yep, back with the best known unknown podcast on the internet. We back second week in a row. We actually on time, so maybe this isn't the Late to Work podcast.
We're still usually late. We should. I'll never be posted late.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, I got Hell's Day tomorrow. You might not get this till Friday, but hopefully it's on Thursday. As always, it is Late to Work, your favorite podcast. Now live with episode 34.
Yeah,
Paul
coming
Pierce,
out for our biggest week.
Yeah, coming out big. Shout out to all of our listeners. Thanks to everybody sharing our shit and listening to our shit, viewing our shit. Apparently, a lot of y'all like our faces. I know I have a terrible voice, maybe that's why we weren't doing great on SoundCloud, and all of a sudden we start posting video, and y'all think I'll be pretty or some shit? I don't know. I like
videos.
I appreciate it. Anyway, as always, it's your boy Money Mitch, a.k.a. King Lear, a.k.a. the Mixed Skin Messiah, a.k.a. Daddy Longstroke, the motherfucking Clitoris Wrangler, a.k.a. Spike Frances of the podcast, Pope, the light-skinned Lord of the Flies, a.k.a. the dreadhead nigga in your lobby, a.k.a. your everyday entrepreneur girl. You can find me at Mitch Gaines on any of your social medias. You want to find me at Twitter, Instagram, maybe on Facebook if we're actually real friends. You can find me everywhere you want to be. I'm here rocking with the funniest man in Rhode Island. He's my right-hand man. It's
only Chris Allen, Sweet James Jones Jr., the young Hank Moody, the black Hank Moody. Did I say the young OG?
No, you didn't.
The young OG. Most importantly, the young OG.
Most importantly, the young OG.
Midwest best, Midwest half man. Coming at you, number 34.
Yeah. So it's weird being on time because less things happen when you actually record a podcast every week. However, that being said, I feel like we kind of got a lot of kind of culture shit in the past 2 months or so. Spring, I don't know what happened. Like we got a popper, summertime music, and all of a sudden, like we got a couple good videos and stuff. We just kind of got distracted from like real life shit. And a lot of, at least interesting, some cool, some terrifying things happened in real world shit this week. So I guess if you want to, we'll get started right off the top because I know we kind of pressed for time this week. My favorite thing that happened this week, sports betting became legalized. So I no longer have to gamble offshore at some weird Swedish casino on the internet.
Look, this is one of those things that should have been legal a long time ago.
Are you a gambling guy?
I am not. I'm not a gambler at all. Like even if I go to Vegas, like maybe I'll play a little bit of roulette, maybe a little bit of blackjack, maybe a little bit of slots, but it is most of the time I won't play anything. I'm completely against the government trying to regulate what adults do. And it's like, it's like, why do you tell them? Like, obviously, there's always going to be an issue. There's always going to be, I guess they said maybe like 10% of the actual gamblers that will be like the revenue that comes out of it. It's like the people who are like addicted and have issues with it, they're going to go crazy. But it's like people are going to do what they want to do either. So now you just regulate it instead of criminals and people doing it in the black market, now actually people can do it.
So you feel the same way about like similar to like weed or like prostitution or any of the same kind of thing?
Yeah, I do.
Let adults have their vices, full on libertarianism.
Yeah, I mean, the people are gonna do what they want to do, and to deny how people's nature is just fooling yourself. And why pretend that people are gonna do it anyways?
I love to gamble. I gamble all the time. I was sending Chris off air. I'll gamble on anything, but I'm also wicked broke, so I gamble very low amounts and can stress myself out over it. Yeah. So it's like, I love nothing more than like a 6-game parlay where I'm taking like the Warriors to sweep, the Celtics to go 7, Roger Federer to win Wimbledon, Joey Logano to win fucking the Talladega, whatever, some crazy bet. Yeah. And I'm sitting there sweating with 9 monitors on for like $26, but it could pay out to like $2,000. You know what I mean? Like that's my favorite shit to do. That being said, I'm with you. Like I'm very much a let people have their things and whatever. I smoke weed. I've had friends who worked in sex work. I know plenty of drug dealers. I know plenty of gambling addicts. I know all these vices who all are pretty functional, decent human beings at the end of the day. Yeah. I say all that to say, now that they're building casinos in Massachusetts, so they're putting the Wynn Casino in Everett. Yeah. It really made me realize, like, if that's right at your fingertips, how dangerous that is if you're one of those people. Yeah. So I'm where I'm moving to is going to be about 20 minutes away from that casino. I'd spend very little money I can't afford to if I wanted to, and like I kind of have that chalked away in a section of my brain where I just know how that can go awry. Yeah. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
But I wonder about people who legitimately struggle with that. Your guy who's at the fucking corner store with his paycheck to get scratch tickets on Fridays.
Yeah.
If you put a casino instead of a corner store in his backyard, like how bad does that get?
It probably gets. I assume it gets pretty bad. Yeah, but I mean, you can't regulate all of society based on the willpower of a few people. It's like if the 80%, 85%, 90% of people are going to handle it responsibly, you can't set laws, because once you set laws, you have to enforce laws. And then now you have to jail people for gambling on the Knicks game or playing dice,
Yeah, but you can forcibly make them responsible, right? Like we do that with tobacco. There's all sorts of warnings. You can't advertise in certain places.
Yeah.
You can't. You know what I mean? There's all sorts of checkpoints. Like if you want to smoke, go right ahead. Like you know what I mean? Like that's your prerogative. But at the end of the day, like we've made it pretty inaccessible instead of like deregulating it.
Yeah, and I hope that there will be some regulations on gambling to the point where it's like, like you had to cut someone off at the bar, they're getting sloppy, and especially they're driving. Like they should be like, dude, like once you're there for a certain amount of time, like you're down X amount, unless you're like a whale, and they know that they got
like a certified net worth to be in the wholesale.
Yeah, you gotta cut that shit off. But
see,
like
but that's what I mean. Like, are they ever gonna do that?
These are still adults. I mean, even the adult, I wouldn't hold them responsible for the action of an adult. If that dude has a problem, and should they ban casinos or gambling because 1 or 10% of the population will have a problem, and 80%
they do this with drunk driving with restaurants. If you go somewhere, you get hammered drunk, right?
Yeah.
The bartender overserves you, they don't cut you off. You have 40 fucking drinks, whatever. You drive home, you kill somebody. You can essentially sue or like press criminal charges against the restaurant and the server.
Yeah, well, I mean that's different because there's other lives. I understand that to a certain extent because there's other lives that are involved. They should be monitored, and especially they know someone's like driving. Like, dude, like you're sloppy. There should be a certain responsibility, especially because they're profiting heavily over something that can injure a third party unrelated. But if you're gambling, no one's gonna die. I mean, there has to be a chain.
Money you playing with.
It has to be a chain reaction, but
that's fair.
But the death's gonna be the actual person gambling. But you can't. You gotta let people do what people want to do, man.
All right, before we wrap this up, I have to pose this question to you. We brought up a lot of comparisons, whether it's cigarettes, whether it's booze, all sorts of other things that you can regulate.
All the vices.
You said you're not a gambling guy.
No.
Shit. I know you're good. You are a strip club guy. We've discussed on this podcast the amount of money you'd be willing to spend at a strip club in an evening.
Yeah.
Part of why you said you're not a gambling guy is like it. I guess I'm curious, like. Why wouldn't you gamble where you could possibly win money, where you're completely okay just throwing money at strippers that you're definitely not getting back?
I mean, it's just I'm not against I'm not against gambling, but I guess it just like scratches a different itch in my mind, and I don't know. It's a different sensation. Yeah, exactly. I'm a sex addict. I'm not a gambling addict.
One's easier to fulfill than the other.
Yeah, no. I don't know. They just scratch different itches in their mind mentally, and I don't like giving. Trust me, I don't like giving away money as it is either way. But once I feel like, especially when you're gambling, you feel like it's all on you. Like no one else is bearing the burden of you losing this money. When you're in a strip club, like it's a celebration. Like you can toss money, and then
that's
your
my problem.
Friends are tossing money.
It's all on me. I'm just like, why are you doing this? You're a scumbag.
But you're
throwing some money at some girl, shake her tits in front of you.
But your friends are next to you doing the same thing. Like yes. All
right, can I make an admission too while we're on the topic? Mm-hmm. No joke. I've never been to a strip club with friends.
Oh, that's the problem.
I've been in a strip club with strangers, and I've been in a strip club super blasted, like stoned out of my mind, alone, which is my favorite thing in the world to do. I think it's hysterical.
That seems depressing.
No, it's the best people watching you could ever do.
Okay.
You want to just go like have a good time, like laughing at people from a distance. Go sit in like the corner of a strip club and like watch like the creeps that come through there. It's hysterical. You detach yourself from the sexuality because you're blasted. But no, I never understood. Like, I would never go out with like 10 dudes to throw money at girls we're not gonna fuck.
Yeah, see,
like I'll go with 10 dudes to a club and like buy drugs to give to girls and party with and buy drinks and dance, and then if that leads to like that seems like a better investment of my time.
Well, yeah, I think that like it's way more. It's way different. Oh, no, it's way different when you're with friends and like it's almost like a celebration, and it's like it's like a bond. And you don't go after the club, and it's like it's weird. It's
like a celebration of the evening.
And then you never.
Why do you need strippers for that though? It's so weird.
I mean,
you're like, we're celebrating. There's bottles. We're all here. We're all friends. This is a great time. You know what we should have? Some random naked women we don't know shaking their titties.
I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, what else? What other environment? That question answers itself. What other environment would you want to be into?
I mean, I
don't want my sister involved in this. Like, if I had one, no.
I really just wish I had all my family here, my cousins, my uncles.
No, you want to be with your boys. And trust me, the strippers will, I mean, I've been with friends who have pulled strippers from the club.
So again, I've been to a strip club like 5 times in my life. I'm 2 for 5.
Nice. Yeah, so
I've got a hand job 2 out of 5 times. I'll take that as a win. And I've never spent more than like $50 in a strip club.
Yeah, so it goes down, man. There's still opportunities there.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. To clean that up, A, I don't randomly jerk women at clubs. B, I don't besmirch anyone going to strip clubs or strippers who strip in them. I've just always been fascinated by like, I don't know how they work. I just like it's so in your face, the transactional nature of it. I can never like get past that. And obviously most people do because it's a very profitable business.
Yeah, and I'm like defending it like I'm there like every week. I am like rarely.
Yeah. Let me not paint you like you at the strip club. Like
I know I am rarely. I don't even think I've been there this year.
We're still gonna go with Shorty from the episode. We made plans and then.
We should definitely go. All right, but I haven't even been to like I'll go once in a while if I'm in like Vegas. Yeah, then like it's fun.
You gonna go to Miami when you go?
I'm going for a bachelor party. Definitely. Yeah. So and that's.
Is it really a bachelor party if you didn't get some strippers?
I know, seriously. You just feel like you're whipped if that happens.
Last thing, I swear not to continue this tangent. Bachelor parties. Mm-hmm. Going out to a strip club or ordering strippers. I've never been to a bachelor party. I'm not like none of my friends got married.
Yeah. I think I've been to a bunch where you go to a strip club and then a few where it was strip clubs. And I for some reason I've had more fun at the strip club.
Yeah,
because it's just
like the environmental.
Yeah, it's the environmental, and like and I like being out. I don't like my stuff being next to the strip.
Honestly, like there is a creep level to like inviting women to a hotel room to like a circle jerk of 12 dudes.
Exactly.
Like that seems weird.
Yeah, it does seem.
But then to like go out, it seems a little.
We're going to their place. Yeah,
like they
feel comfortable.
Yeah, they invited us. The doors open. We only had to pay $30 to get in.
Yeah. No. I'd rather go somewhere and then it's like go where the thirst breeds. That don't bring the thirst into the house. My stuff is there.
Exactly, man. You never know. Like
get that thirst residue in your stuff. And
I'm saying, I've gotten a lot of $40 massages that cost me a lot more when I got up off the bed. All my jewelry was gone. Man. I'm joking. That's never happened. Just the wallet. Willow Smith to make a weird transition, or should we go somewhere else? Because I don't want to go right from that to suicide.
Yeah. Let's definitely go somewhere else.
All right, let's do it now. Fuck it. Stripping can lead to suicide. That tends to happen in real life.
Well, it's like strippers are now the famous people now. So
true.
Like,
shout out to Cardi B.
Yeah.
You see, she's got beef with some other ex-stripper, and it's like just wild hood shit. I'll leave that alone.
I didn't.
I'm not qualified to speak on it.
It passed me. I'm sure I'll hear
some legendary New York stripper wants to kill Cardi B now, and there's like stripper beef, and I'm like, this is hysterical.
That just sounds like hate. When you're a person of zero notoriety making beef with someone.
She's like notable, but like
but it's like you just look like
you're notable. I'm a multimillionaire.
Yeah, exactly. You need to chill. Just chill. You lost this one.
Right.
Get your money up. Drop a record.
SoundCloud rappers ain't coming at Jay-Z.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to put Cardi on that level. Anyway, carry on. Will Smith.
Tell me about this.
Will
Smith had made an announcement before, and everyone remembers that run that Willow Smith went on a few years ago, and she had that whip your hair back and forth. She had a few other.
I'm so mad that I'm late to that record because now I got hair.
But she dropped a few other tracks around there, and then it was just like she just ghost, and you didn't see anything. And then so recently she dropped a statement of like the note saying how the notoriety, the fame, all the acknowledgement drove her to have a nervous breakdown. I guess she ended up like starting to cut herself, and it caused her a real issue. So because of that, she started to back away. I mean, that's why she essentially backed away.
I've not heard anything from her or her name in general in like a couple of years, I feel like.
Yeah. So it is one of those things that I realize that there's definitely, obviously we see there's definitely a price of the fame. I mean, Dave
Smith?
Shit, I mean, right now I was really surprised if she was 16.
That's what I'm saying. She's like under 18.
Yeah,
right? She was young when she got popping off that.
Yeah. I mean, Dave Chappelle, famously made that statement that this is strong people having a breakdown. It's not, maybe it's not these people, maybe it's the industry that's messing people up. And so like I wanted to present the question that is it the industry, is it fame, or is it, these people? Is it individuals that can't handle it? Or is it maybe a mix of both?
I mean, I think the obvious cop is definitely it's a mix, right? Like I for sure I think there's elements of all them. Every situation's individual, and we all know I love to hedge. That being said, I think for the most part, I guess I'm quicker to blame outside influences because I think almost every person is strong in some areas and weak in others. I guess the easiest way to say that. And where I think we're all able to be our strongest selves when the weakest parts of ourselves are either accepted or like assisted and helped. Either one is fine, but like the in between is where we all feel vulnerable and uncomfortable, right? It's like whatever you're bad at is either being exploited or like people are like acknowledging it but refusing to help you. Like won't teach you anything, and so if you have this industry, especially at such a young age like that, where like you're just discovering out like not even who you are yet, like what the world is.
Yeah, you're still figuring that out.
You're figuring out what the world is and starting to hear what the world wants you to be, and you haven't even thought about who you want to be yet.
Yeah.
To like be at that point and trying to like craft a brand and identity and fame in the shadow of like, I don't know, one of the 100 most famous people in the world still, you know what I mean? Like that's I couldn't imagine the pressure that puts on you. And then the industry that then like, as creepy as this is to say about a girl who was 11, 12 years old at the time, is super sexualizing, super gender biased, you know what I mean? Like all of these other random obstacles that come with that, like your parents living in like a publicly like feuding relation at one point of that career arc, you know what I mean? It's a very a lot of that I have to say has to be on the industry and has to be on the fame and not necessarily the person, especially when you're talking about a kid. Hard to call a kid crazy.
And I think that, and I've even looked at like my life. I mean, just because of our pursuits and comedy pursuits and so forth, I've always looked at it as like, like if this was like to blow up and like us to be like getting millions and millions of downloads and then moving to shows,
keep sharing this shit.
Would I be able to handle it? And I can say
that's an interesting question.
Yeah, I can say now, I would be good because I've been through so many of life's ups and downs. I'm stable. It's not a lot of things that move me emotionally. If something traumatic happens, I'm still pretty level. If something really good happens I should be excited about, pretty level. I don't really you don't see me be like, oh shit, like I'm just pretty like chill because I know there's everything's ups and downs. I've been through enough shit to not get overly excited about. And I think that is when you're young, especially, if something happens, you're like, holy shit, what am I gonna do? But when you're older and you've been through shit, you're like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna get through this. It may be fucked up for a week, maybe 2 weeks, but maybe it'll pass. Yeah. But regardless, I'm good. Like I'll get through it, And usually you've navigated yourself through enough problems that like, yeah, I can figure this shit out. No matter how really bad it is, beyond like something life threatening. It's like, and even if it's life threatening, like you're like, all right, well, like here's the steps I got to take, and whatever. But when you don't have those tools. As a young person, everything feels traumatic. Everything feels like, there's no
every
exit.
Breakup, every friend lost, every wrong turn.
Exactly, yeah, and I remember that. But right now, dude, like, I don't give a shit. Like, dude, like, fucking, I was, yesterday, like, the old picture came up on me, fucking Facebook with my shirt off. And, like, people were dogging me.
Everyone, please go on Facebook. Please share this on Instagram. Please go find this photo and see.
It's
my
ridiculous.
Nigga. He looks insane. It looks like the MySpace photo of all MySpace photos.
It's from 6 years ago.
And I want to point out, this is the same man who looks me in my eyes on like 8 different episodes of this podcast and says to me how crazy it is that niggas send dick pics. It's in the mirror selfie with no shirt on, with like the counter cutting off the pants. So just the drawers are showing.
It was ridiculous.
And you're gonna get at me about a dick selfie.
It is. I admit it's ridiculous. All right. And I'm rightfully getting on the line. And guess what? I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you should.
I don't give a shit. And me, like, probably, like, I don't know.
Probably when you took that photo.
Probably when I took that photo, I would have yanked that shit off and been like, but now
you probably retook that photo 7 times.
I don't know.
You was in the mirror like, nah, that's not my angle.
No, usually I'm just like.
I'm sorry, this is back at the flip phone.
No, back then when I was like, because I'm a fat kid, so like I'll take a picture and be like, just to see where my progress is. And I'm like, oh, this looks good. People need to see this shit. I'm working for this. And then I'll put it up, name and thing. But like,
that's my favorite part about Snapchat.
Yeah, it goes away. Yeah. But honestly, I don't give a shit. Like, and like, you can talk shit. Like, nothing. Like, you can't sway me. I know who I am. I know who I was 6 years ago. I'm Gucci.
Do you feel like? Because my worry with that is, as I've gotten older, that's started to happen. And for somebody who is very volatile emotionally, like, it feels great to be just like steady sometimes.
Yeah.
And like, as I've aged, probably like 26 and on, has been like really smoothed out a lot. I worry though that it stunts me and like, I guess, removes me from being able to really feel.
I do worry about that, especially.
Do you get like stagnant? And so I guess in relation to the fame thing, like, are you? I don't know. Like, I think there's a sweet spot where you're ready for it, but there's definitely, I think, a worry of like aging out of it, where like you're too comfortable. Yeah. Like all of a sudden, 7 years from now, like we grow, we got 20,000 listeners a week or whatever. Like, all right, this is cool. Like we make a little money off ads, and we still work our day jobs. And like, oh, well, this was fun. And somebody comes knocking with like $1 million deal, and just like, I don't know, man, I can't do it. We got like young kids and shit. And like, I don't know if I want to put the work in now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was like, I'm comfortable. I don't need that much more happiness because I've learned to live within like, the 4 to 6 range instead of the 2 to 10. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I don't think that would. I don't think it. If I'm understanding your question in hypothetical situation correctly, I don't think that it will stop you from like, trying to achieve certain things, but or
I'm saying like there's certain things that you would only try to achieve because like the feeling of happiness would be so overwhelming, right? That's why you're trying to get there. Once you learn that you don't necessarily like you're right, like you said,
I'll never be like 8-year-old Christmas happy.
But that's what I mean. Like nothing's gonna bring. This sounds so like sad, but like nothing. Once you get to a point where nothing's gonna bring you that great joy like it used to, but also nothing's gonna bring you that great sadness. You're just kind of like you're comfortable. Is it worth pursuing things that would have brought you what's going to be mediocre levels of joy?
No, I think that you have different motivations. So like my motivation is like before it'd be like, yes, I want to achieve this because it's going to make me happy. But now it's like, no, I want to achieve this because I feel like I can do this. I'm disciplined. There's no other reason for me to be alive, young, and healthy besides to pursue my to extend my ability. Now that's a rational perspective of looking at things.
So how do you make the choice of what those are then?
Whatever you're good. I mean, the same way like people choose, what some people will choose to go into like film or something. Like I think that like what you feel like you should be doing, like kind of whispers and you're like, yeah, you're good at this. Naturally, you're good at this. Naturally, like I'm funny, and naturally, like I feel like I can speak in front of people. I don't have fear of speaking in front of people. Most people, your average human, that's their biggest fear is speaking in front of large groups of people. I can go up to in front of thousands or millions of people, and I'm good. And it's always been my ability. So I know that there's something naturally that's like, okay, well, like this is something that's like unusual, it's natural about you. This is like, and maybe you should pursue that avenue. And then obviously that led into me being performing and I love expression. So I'm gonna do something.
I feel like performers. Every time I meet performers, everybody says that they're like, "Yo, your thing just comes calling to you, it whispers in your." And that's like, I don't buy that. Like that shit has never once happened to me. I'm not that passionate about anything. I could give two fucks less. And so as I get older, it's like I'm cool with not being like elated all the time. I just want to be comfortable. Like I'm happy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's scary to me. But like my comfort level is always like where I'm most comfortable is in chaos. So I got to be learning something. I've been do something different. So I'm not too worried about it. But I assume for people who feel similar to me, who either A, don't have the opportunities I have, or B, aren't motivated by like the same curiosities. Like I'm just a curious dude. Maybe that means I'm meant to be like a fucking historian or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like that seems dull.
I don't think everyone's destiny, everyone's pursuit comes at them screaming. I mean, I was listening to someone who was like, maybe it was a comedian or something happened. And they kind of like they got so many hints that like they should be doing that what they're doing. Whether I think it was like music or whatever, and it was just like, yeah, I'll never get that like nudge, like like Kanye ran into him and he liked my shoes and then we started talking and he said like you should drop an album. Like I'm never gonna have that. I've never had that like weird like occurrence to push me in the same direction. It was just like, yo, I like this. I think I can do this. I'm gonna do it. And maybe because I didn't need that in order to push me. But I think sometimes it starts as like, yo, I like that. I think I can do that. I'm gonna do that. And if you don't need the nudges, you don't need the like, then destiny or life, not to be super hippie, it's not gonna give you. It's gonna give you life gives you exactly what you need in order to pursue. And your hints, your whispers is like, I think I can do that. I think I'm pretty good at that. I'm gonna do that. And then like now it's just about, all right, well now, do you love it well enough to struggle through it?
See, I guess that's my question. It's like I always ponder that about everything and everyone. Do I love this enough? Like I hit this moment like 2 years ago, and it was right around the time we started the podcast. So maybe like a year ago. I remember saying this on the first or second episode. It's like a lot of people always talk about like I don't want to do anything that I don't want to do. I make my own choices and live my own life, and lots of people don't do that. You know what I mean? And I really, really try to do that day in and day out. Like, I just really don't do a lot of shit that I don't want to do. And so when any, like, if there's, like, a struggle that comes up between me and, like, a person, I'm like, Like, how meaningful am I to your life? You know what I mean? Like, you tell me. Because if this is worth, like, working on, then cool. But if I ain't really shit to you, then, like, I can move on from anybody, dog. Like, my life is very simple. It revolves like very much around my own whimsy, and that's how I prefer it. But I also like obviously that's not a great way to live all the time. Like you know what I mean? You got to go for something. I just don't get how people pull the trigger so like randomly.
I remember. Oh, actually, it's not the most recent Breakfast Club, but it's with Sinbad. But it is like the one before, like probably the first Breakfast Club interview. He said something that was like that his dad told him. He was like, "Yeah, you don't really have any like skills, but like your gifts will be like your pursuit, your ability to like continue going after things and going after things and going after things until like that's your skills. Like you can just continue to push forward." It was something like that. I'm sure I'm butchering it. I feel like similar to like similar to me. I'm in the same zone. Like I don't really need a whole lot. Like if something happens, I'm like, all right, cool. Well, like I'm gonna move forward. Like. And I'm going to move forward. And I think like certain people have that like, oh, well, like I'm going to figure this out. I have to move forward. I have to do something. But regardless of who's in that situation, you know, if that's your pursuit, just seeing what you want and going after it is a gift. And, you know, how you get to know what you want is, I guess, what is worth going through that struggle. I'm fucking up everything right now.
That's all good. So I guess to wrap this up, when we get famous, are you going to try and kill yourself?
I don't think so.
If Will Smith adopts you, will you also not try to kill yourself?
Oh, I'm definitely not gonna kill myself if I'm in the Smith family. No, I don't think. I think.
That's fucked up. I don't mean to make light of that, Will Smith. I hope you're okay.
No, I'm sure she's good. She got a good solid foundation.
I'm not trying to be a dick. This feels kind of like the rollout, right? Like she comes back and the limelight, we get the Demi Lovato,
and then she's like super strong. Yeah. I don't know.
This is a thing people do. Like, I'm not trying to make light of that, but like.
I honestly think a lot of people are struggling, and I was having this discussion.
I know they are. Yeah, these conversations with people all the time.
Who was I having this discussion with? But like how people, it's just like a matter of like everyone's struggling, and everyone's just like some people are just way better at hiding it and shit. And the older you get, it's less. You get more comfortable struggling, but it's less. It's not as easy to hide your struggle. Like people can see it.
And it's less acceptable. When you're struggling when you're younger, people are very accepting of the idea that you're struggling, you're figuring something out.
Yeah.
When you're like 40, people are like, oh no, you're flawed.
Yeah,
you're
exactly. And they're like, yo, what are you doing? Like you're not moving in the right direction. And people can see that. And and so I mean, it is that culture kind of like self-grooming itself. Like, oh no, you're better. You can do better than that. What are you doing? Why do you keep doing that? You can't go out every night and get trashed when you're like 34.
Yeah.
You can pull that off when you're 25. It's kind of cool. Kind of.
It's super cool at 21. It's kind of cool at 25. It was kind of weird at 29. It's fucking creepy at 36.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. But man. I hope Willow. I wish her the best. Hopefully this allows other people who are struggling just to come out and be like, yo, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit.
I think the tough part for me is always like discerning who's making this public after they've kind of gotten help and gotten back on their feet because it's like a good look for them, and who, myself included, I think there's a lot of therapy in being public and putting your voice to it, right? Mm-hmm. Like when you're going through something, whether it's something mental and emotional, whether it's dealing with like the anxieties of fame, whether it's coming out of a sexual trauma or an abusive relationship, and there's a lot of value in like coming out and speaking to no matter how big the audience, 1 person, 10 people, 1 billion people, a blog, whatever, a podcast, come tell us our stories. But I don't know. I always have trouble figuring, and it's like I don't know these people, so I just hope that's like the reason behind everything.
Do you think you would handle like Kanye style fame well, or you think you would fuck it up?
I wonder how I would handle fame. Kanye style fame, I think, would maybe be a little much for me.
It is a bit much.
I think I could handle reason. I always joke I want to be a famous author because nobody knows what they look like. Everybody can ask Chris. Like I was actually very against us doing video for the podcast for some amount of time because like I'd very much prefer like anonymity to my fame. Yeah. I couldn't imagine like walking around the streets and people just be like, oh my god, that's Mitch. That sounds horrible. But also sounds dope.
That is so weird to me. Like this fame obsession. Because if I saw if I saw Will Smith like just walking down the street, I'd be like, "Yo, Will, what up?" And then like maybe if he's by himself and just chilling, I would go shake his hands like, "I like what you're doing," and then I let him go on with his day.
But see, here's the thing that like it never dawned on me until I worked in like event venues and like saw it firsthand. Mm-hmm. Every person has like, and I'm not trying to knock you. Every person has like, this is how you be cool when you interact with a celebrity. Like I'm not gonna do too much. I'm just giving the head nod. I'm giving away. I'm gonna say, hey Will. I'm just shake his hand. Like whatever the thing is, right? Like, and people don't realize like everyone does it though. Yeah. So you walk up and you just gonna like, hey Will. It's like. Someone hey-willed him 48 times on this block. Yeah. Like, how irritating that must be. And I'm not going to stop hey-willing Will Smith.
No, I don't think...
I hate Mark Wahlberg not 7 months ago. You know what I mean?
But I don't think that is like the problem. Like if that was the problem,
but I'm just saying,
Eminem would be like relapsing and shit. Yeah. The problem is, it's like I don't understand these people who were like, oh, they're at the bathroom stall. Hey, can I get an autograph or can I get a picture? Or like they're out to dinner. If they're out to dinner, like I would, dude. If I saw Will Smith or like Brian or someone out eating with their family, I'm not saying shit, dude.
Pro tip, seriously, cool move. If you see people out and you're trying to figure out the weird celebrity interaction, send them a drink, because the bartender is going to decide whether or not that drink gets to the table. And like they'll moderate that for you. That's a flex of all time if there ever is one, right? Like I bought LeBron James a drink. Like, Nick, like I did not fuck LeBron James, but like you get my point. Like that,
I wouldn't even do that. I feel like he got drinks, he got money. Like
sure, but I'm saying like that's a flex, and so the only way that's getting there is if like the bartender decided you cool. Like maybe this person should know who this person is. And worst case scenario is like $8. Like,
I'm just letting them live and be. I just feel like there's that lack of like social intelligence with a lot of people. I don't understand how people, why, like no one's, it may be because I'm older now, but like you see old like grown men and women like seeing someone famous and like, oh, like this is a human,
like jumping up and down like, oh my god,
it's ridiculous. It's like, dude, like let people fucking live their life. They do something cool.
We talked about like people we'd be starstruck by, and like there's a handful I think you're allowed to get like a little googly eyed about. Like I'd get a little weak like in the presence of Denzel Washington in real life.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go crazy. Like I wouldn't run across the street.
I'd probably like mutter a bit when I went to go introduce myself.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say anything unless we were in a setting where it was appropriate to say something. Like, and I'm not. That's so weird to me. Like I think that's half of what's wrong with. I mean, J. Cole. J. Cole just dropped an interview with Angie Martinez, and he talks about something similar about how he does not like our culture's obsession with fame and famous people. And for a lot of it's a lot of the issues for some of the cultural I guess fuck ups we're dealing with now is our obsession with these famous people and then following these really broken people into like patterns that aren't leading to your own success.
The people that we've driven to fame, right? It's like, great. This is no secret. Great art comes from great tragedy. You know what I mean? So if you're following a bunch of tragic people and expecting them to lead like the soundest decisions, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of a cycle in itself. I think one of the things I really look at as interesting is now, like obviously we have a podcast, we're quote unquote culture critics or whatever. You know what I mean? That's definitely kind of like a lane that's become more and more influential. As we've gotten away from traditional like TV media, like these other lanes of culture criticism. Now that has a certain level of like celebrity attached to some people that like, imagine being famous for giving advice, right? Like Dan Savage walked around the world, Gary Vee. It's like everybody's got questions for them. Like it's one thing like you want to quote my lyrics to me or like quote my lines from a movie back to me, right? Imagine people, just random people all the fucking time just be like, oh my god, like I'm so happy I met you, like I'm going through it with my girl, man. Like, do you have 10 minutes? Like, nigga, do you know what 10 minutes of Dan Savage's time is worth? Like, get the fuck out of here. 10 Savages of fucking Charlemagne's time, some shit like that.
But I think when you are a Gary Vee, a Dan Savage, Jordan Peterson, also who are in that same lane.
Tim Ferriss is more scientific, but
when you're what you're delivering to the people is motivation, inspiration, and so forth. You kind of have, to take that time to be like, yo,
that's your brand,
I got 2 seconds. Walk with me, talk with me. That is your brand, man.
I would also say, shout out to Gary Vee because I feel like he's actually that guy.
Like I think he'd be quick, like, yo, you got to fucking bust your ass and like,
I think he's literally looking at me be like, hey, go through it. Like, you got like 5 minutes. You got 30 seconds. Go. And if you could give him the whole story in 30 seconds, he'd give you bomb advice. If you couldn't, he'd give you great advice on how to do that and walk away.
Exactly. And you gotta respect that.
I like the guy. So we can transition from white people we actually like, Gary Vaynerchuk. He is white, right? I assume Gary Vaynerchuk is white.
I couldn't even pronounce his full name.
I think it's I might be wrong.
Gary Vee. I just go Gary
Vee. Gary Vee. I don't want to slander Gary Vee. I'm pronouncing his name wrong or something. White people we don't like. Type of white people who call the police on you for no goddamn reason. You see this shit that happened in Oakland? You see this?
The
barbecue?
What? Dude. This is getting ridiculous.
They were charcoal grilling in a propane-only grilling area.
Yeah.
My nigga.
And it is questionable whether it's a propane grilling area or not. Did they establish whether it was or not, or that was?
It's a grilling area, nigga. I got a grill.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care if it's the camper grill. I don't care if you got a George Foreman plugged into the electrical outlet across the block. Nigga, like, who the fuck cares? It is a grilling area. You really gonna call the police? You gonna bring uniformed officers out here to detain me for an hour?
And this is on top of it, because there's like 3 or 4 incidents right now with it. There's a guy. There was a real estate investor who was going to estimate a house. He had to go in there, take pictures. This is on World Star Hip Hop, I think, and everywhere else. And the lady next door called the police on him because he shouldn't be there.
Oh yeah,
and it's like, dude, like, mind your. What happened when you just mind your own business?
Did you see the one where fucking what was it, Bob Marley's granddaughter?
Oh yeah, the Airbnb.
Yeah, they were stealing luggage out of somebody's home as they were leaving an Airbnb.
Yeah, people are ridiculous. This is what is going on.
So somebody on my timeline, I don't know if he wants me to shout out his name or not, so I'll leave him alone. But sometime, well, actually, we should put his music on here one of these days. He's good shit. Anyway, another time. Suggested this idea, and it's the most brilliant idea I've heard thus far. All summer long, every single day when you out, so once a day, every day, call the police on a random white person. You see somebody getting into a car that looks a little too fancy.
Yeah.
911. Yeah. What you? I think I just witnessed a robbery. I see. Looks like a sandy-haired, about 28, 29-year-old male, 5'11", maybe 6 feet. Brooks Brothers polo. Yeah, he's getting into an I-8.
Yeah, but no, that's probably.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing in this neighborhood. There's he seems to be the only white guy around. So somebody could get out here right now. That'd be phenomenal. I just want to see what happens.
Yeah, you'd get arrested. You would get arrested for calling in a false charge.
So let that stand for itself. I will say it's similar to. You ever called? I'm sure you haven't. Have you ever heard of somebody calling the cops on like their girl for beating them?
No.
And the cops show up and arrest him?
No.
That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like if you called the cops in that situation,
they would definitely be like, you're wasting time.
You could watch that nigga throw a brick through the window, break into the house, steal everything, come outside, cops show up and be like, nah, like I'm gonna need you to put your hands behind the back. You fit the description.
Exactly.
Like you can trace the call. So he's like, hey, I know you stole the cell phone from that lovely white man there.
Yeah, and this is a weird thing to where obviously we know this has been going on for a while.
Oh,
I mean,
forever.
especially as a. This is racial profiling at its best. This is like, clean cut racial profiling.
Do you have a favorite racial profiling story?
Probably nothing that I can think. I mean, like obviously, like everyone's been, especially when you're a black dude, you get the walk past the car, immediately someone locks their door.
Oh
that
yeah,
happens like
that's
on the regular. I mean, back in the day, more so. I think nowadays people lock their doors immediately.
Anyway.
Yeah, but back in the day, you used to be like, "Yo, I ain't want to steal your shitty ass car." And I had a nice car when I was like younger.
Nice car now.
Yeah, well, and back then it was like they see a young black person walk in the car. I'm like, yeah, if I want to downgrade, I'll steal your car. Like what are you doing?
See the Yukon bitch. Ain't nobody trying to get your Hyundai.
But yeah, but it's. I think most black people especially the black males, understand that, like, yeah, a lot of people, especially white people, look at you as a threat. Look at you and think of, and you immediately think of something. They tighten up a little bit, and it's been people are shining lights on that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of fun to be in an era right now. I'm just getting to watch like other people like get turned on to the fact that it's like happening.
Yeah.
I think I told a story in this podcast a couple weeks ago when I was with my girlfriend. It was just like one of the first times she really like saw it exemplified. Or like we got pulled over once driving up in Manchester, and like first question the cop literally asked me was, what are you guys doing up here? Because he like looked at my license and saw I lived in Dorchester, and I was just like, the fuck you mean? Like, I'm from the North Shore, guy. I can go driving back to my hometown anytime I want to. You need to pull me over and driving through the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of my favorite drives. I've been driving here since I got my license 10 years ago in this town. Like, blow me. But things like that, it's like you said, like, it's part of natural life. But now it's just like, it's funny to watch people who like heard about it, like, oh, like, no, I know that's a thing, and then they see it in real life, they're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And like the dude in the Starbucks video, the white guy who's just shouting, what did they do? Just somebody tell me what they did.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Okay, we have to talk about that.
About what?
The Starbucks opening up their bathroom to everyone now because.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious to me.
I wouldn't do it if I was Starbucks.
Yeah.
Nope.
Why?
Paying customers.
Oh, come on, bro.
I'm serious, man. I wouldn't do it, man. I'm not allowed. Yeah. Dude, every homeless person in the world's gonna be coming in there using their bathroom. I'm not cleaning that out. I'm not asking my employees to clean that out. No, you gotta buy this $4 cup of coffee to use my bathroom. And I'm not gonna kick you out, call the police if you're sitting there. But it's like,
so you're gonna let them come in, tell them you can't use the bathroom, then let them stay and piss on your floor?
No, you're not.
You know that's what's gonna happen.
I'm still saying that. Yeah, like, you know, if you want to stick around the Starbucks for hours, like, you gotta buy something, man. I'm not against that rule. I'm against how they executed it and they communicated it. But no, you're not. Everyone knows that no one wants to be next to like this homeless dude that smells like urine. And type their paper out as a paying customer. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not building into the will of what culture said. And if I had to lose some money, yeah, okay. I'd rather do that than be like the homeless like hotspot for like.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, I get that. My line has always been kind of clear on this. Like, just buy the 10-cent cup of water.
Yeah.
Or like worst case, like if homeless dude comes in, he's like, hey, I really need to use bathroom. I'm like, hey, listen, like just buy like a cup of water, something like that. Hang out as long as you want to. Use the restroom, whatever. He's like, listen, I don't even have 10 cents. 90. If you have even kind of a soul, you'll take 10 cents out of the tip jar and put it in the fucking register and carry on with the day, right?
Yeah.
They just don't like. I don't know. Like I feel like you can be hospitable and not be abused. It just like
I agree. And if you're a homeless dude, like grab and you have the money to get a cup of coffee. Get you a cup of coffee, chill. But like, I don't want you there all day smelling like piss, man. Come on.
I'll say this: I worked at many Dunkin' Donuts in my youth. There was a Dunkin' Donuts I worked at back when like freshman year of college. This dude came in. He was this homeless dude, and he would come in every fucking day. And every day he had a different story about why he didn't have any money. I just slot him his coffee, and it was cool, right? And then one day, it was literally years. Like I had left working there and came back. You know what I mean? And he came in one day. And he looked a lot nicer. He still, looked bummy, but he looked better for him. He looked like he was healthy or whatever. And he just dropped like $100 in 20s in my tip jar. And it was just like, thanks, man. Like, I really appreciate it. And like, I don't know, what are you doing? Like, how he got his act together or whatever. I literally never saw him.
I murdered 12 people. Yeah, got back on my feet.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he might have just been doing mad beanies and like raping people. Like, I have no fucking clue. But he had a nice glow to him. Threw me out the And I was like,
yeah, good for him, man.
You just take care of people; they'll take care of you in the long run. And like, you don't have to have a policy for that shit. You just need to not be a jerk. Yeah, like I guess that's the part that drives me crazy about that whole situation. It's like, do we really need a policy for how to like communicate to one another? Like that just seems crazy.
Exactly.
That being said, I'm calling the cops on all you white folks. So.
You can get yourself arrested.
No, I'm calling the cops and bouncing, nigga. I ain't sticking around.
They track you down.
I'm calling the cops and setting up like a GoPro up on the phone pole somewhere to get that shit on WorldStar, and I'm out. I'm out of here.
Shout out to people making that lady a meme too, because I respect the internet's undefeated, man.
I got that. Yo, we'll put that on our socials.
You got look, dude. Y'all cannot be. Y'all gotta keep your racism on the deep low nowadays. You cannot. You gonna be a meme. They're catching people. They call it recently. I just watched a dude like scream. This white dude, and I think it was in New York, probably Midtown. He was yelling at like they were some kind of Latino Spanish descent. He was saying that he was gonna call ICE on them. They shouldn't be talking. Speaking in Spanish when in America and shit like that. This was in New York. Some white dude who looked like some pretentious looking white dude was going, and they videotaped him. Yeah. And it's like, that's what's gonna happen, dude. When you're not thinking these thoughts through, and they think they worked at the place and they were speaking Spanish and he didn't like it. Dude, and he started yelling at him, and it's like, dude, there is no good way out of that.
No, and you're not. And It's just simple to me. Like, you're not right, man.
Yeah, you're not, and you
You
haven't.
can't yell at somebody for living in their neighborhood and speaking their language. It's New York fucking city.
I know.
There's
exactly.
like 37 languages in that city.
Exactly, and it's like you cannot nowadays if you haven't thought your positions through thoroughly enough to have like an articulate conversation. Then like do not start spewing that shit out while you're angry because you're gonna look like an asshole. There was a lady in Canada who started yelling at these Muslims, dude. She got fired.
That shit was crazy.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Dude, you guys look. Before you start getting super racist in public, have a conversation with someone that's not from your background.
It's probably
just
a good idea.
do that, dude. Have a conversation. Have it in private. Like me, you don't like Muslims.
Starbucks, maybe.
Yeah.
You
don't like Muslims. Hey, like, how do you feel? How's your experience in America? Like, I think A, B, and C. Tell me how you feel about it. Then at least you don't sound like as much as a jackass when someone records you in a Dunkin' Donuts while you're spewing out your hate speech.
I will give you people back something who like to be on that side of things and the fuck yeah America approach. Mm-hmm. I have some strong feelings towards Russia these days. Mm-hmm. I'm not particularly fond of Russia. I have been raised to not be particularly fond of Russia, and I'm pretty ignorant and American about my feelings on Russia. Yeah. So I've always just kind of assumed Russia's a shithole. I don't like to say places are shitholes when I don't really know nobody from there. I don't know nothing about that place. I've never been there. Mm-hmm. Met a guy from Russia this past weekend. Yeah. Shooting the shit. He moved over to Toronto, did grad school in Toronto, moved to Boston, started a company. Mm-hmm. Very bright guy. Was an MIT guy. Very interesting kind of engineer type. Mm-hmm. So about 15 minutes into this conversation, I asked him, I was like, yeah, so like, why'd you come over from Russia? Like, I know you did like grad school here, but like, why, why the northeast of America? Mm-hmm. Have you been to Russia, bro? Like, those were his words. Have you been to Russia, bro? Which is such a fucking Bostonian. Welcome to the neighborhood, kid. I was just like, no, like, obviously I've not been to Russia. He goes, yeah, it's fucking terrible. Yeah. Like, no one wants to stay in Russia. Like, they are literally tracking down and killing scientists.
Yeah. Shout out to Icarus if you guys haven't seen that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this is not a place I want to be. So if you want somebody, hey, go ahead on Russia. Apparently it's a terrible, terrible place.
Yeah, I watched a couple. Icarus is a good documentary. Also, it is, what is the name of this documentary? It was Hyperrealization. It's just like how we, and it takes a lot of from Russia. Also, it highlights it's just not all about Russia. It's about America and how like things that we structure our beliefs around, which we know is not true, but we like pretend it's true. And like a lot of things, I think God is not one of those things that like you can define, because I think that's a longer conversation. Yeah. Because I think what is explained to us as God and science can all get blurry. We're just idiots as human. But like things like okay, America's the greatest country in the world, and we walk around with our chest up like America's always right, and we choose not to look at the horrific things that our country did and continues to do across the world. A great example is Russia. People in Russia, the nationalism is up in Russia, but they refuse to look at a lot of things that are like corrupt in Russia. How they're not really in democracy. They're pretty much in a dictatorship. And
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and other aspects of their culture and so forth. That I guess it's just a lot of things are going down the hill in Russia, but they pretend to like not look at it, and they don't. And you can't really raise.
What's the name of this?
Hyperrealization.
Hyperrealization?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Cool.
And it goes across the board. It goes to the different aspects of the different countries, from like Israel to Iran and so forth. It just looks at the things that in these different cultures that's like, yeah, the people are pretending. Everyone knows this is a joke. Everyone knows that politics in the United States is a joke. But they pretend that it's not, and they don't. Yeah, so it's crazy and it's eye opening. Long ass documentary, but check it out.
All right. Well, I guess while we're on content, do you want to do the rest of our "Don't Be Late" segment? Get our content recommendations out there for the week.
Yeah, for sure.
To piggyback on that, have you checked out the Looming Tower yet?
No.
So it's new on Hulu. It's been out for a couple weeks.
I don't think I have Hulu.
I'll send you a login. Who pays for Hulu? It's called The Looming Tower. It's starring Jeff Daniels. Did you see The Newsroom back in the day on HBO? Yeah. Same guy.
Okay, cool.
Guy who played McAvoy. He's the lead, and it's similarly about essentially the FBI and the CIA pre-2001, like leading up to 9/11, and like pretty much like the standoff between like the head of the FBI and the CIA, and like all the missing intelligence that went into like planning 9/11 supposedly. Only a couple episodes in, so we'll see how it breaks down. Acting's a little touch and go with some people, but generally speaking, it's pretty good so far. And if you like that kind of thing, which it sounds like if you're watching those documentaries, more of that can't be bad. It's pretty fucking good. The other things that just came out, Book of Ryan, Royce's new project. We didn't get a chance to really talk about it. It sucks because nowadays, like I don't. Hip hop's in such a state that when great music like that comes out, all I can really say to describe is like just go listen to it.
Yeah,
it's such like
it's easy to get to.
Yeah, and I guess like it's such a throwback to like when sequencing was important, really like putting together a project. Like I put on this album track 1, and I literally didn't know that a track stopped till I was at the end of the album.
Yeah,
like I just
really
listened
good.
straight through the album, and it's like one continuous vibe and story, and it takes you on this whole different kind of like journey, like melosonically.
Yeah, it's almost like his biography. For him.
Which is, I never heard Royce like that.
Yeah.
Cocaine's this like song you gotta go check out if you're like looking for one record.
It was like the end
really
song of our last episode. So
what? Cocaine was?
Yeah.
Nigga, we better not get pulled from SoundCloud.
But now you tell them. No, usually it was at the end. They don't fuck with that.
Oh yeah, I think if it's under 17 seconds or some shit, we're good too. But yeah, so look for that. And introing and outroing this podcast, or intro or outroing, I'm not sure which. The homie Jackie Camel just put out her debut EP. I'm not huge into like pop ballads, like instrumental pop. That's not really like my wave right now.
Yeah,
I say on this podcast all the time. Big believer, music for all sorts of times and spaces. I was pleasantly surprised by this in that genre of music. Like really good driving records, real kind of like sappy. You want to get your bag for a minute, fucking windows down, raining out, fucking definitely some good records on there. Nice little EP, nice little debut. Big fan.
Where you find our music at?
Check her SoundCloud is Jackie Camel, Jackie with a K, Camel spelled with a K as well, Kamel, I believe. Yes, Jackie Kamel. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, get it everywhere. The JK EP.
Shout out to Jackie.
Yeah, shout out to Jackie, friend of the show. She'll be on, I think, later in June, maybe July.
Right.
So keep a lookout for that. That's coming soon. Like I said, it's kind of intro and outro. And check the video. The video for Deathbed was fire. That's like, we talked about like the return of music videos a few weeks ago. Like, yeah, it's real good.
All right, cool.
It's like it's a fucking short film. It's not like a music video. It's legit. So we'll throw that up on socials too. I'm sure y'all be seeing that. Last thing I almost forgot. You see Chappelle and Jon Stewart are touring?
Yeah, dude. Those tickets.
Sorry, Jack. I didn't mean to set you up by backdooring you with Chappelle and Jon Stewart. That was rude as fuck.
Think of something you can't miss it.
So, this is awesome. New singer-songwriter. You should check out debut EP. By the way, 2 of the biggest comics of our fucking generation.
I think Obama's gonna be there too.
Yeah. It's actually gonna be hosted at the royal wedding.
Yeah, dude. These I looked at tickets.
How much are they?
The cheapest things I saw was $220.
Jesus.
So they are. I could not pull the trigger. I love Dave Chappelle. I love Jon Stewart. I couldn't pull the trigger on $220 for to see these niggas.
I know we've talked about musically before. What's the top ticket price you'd pay for a comedy show? Like any comedy show, like seeing your favorite artist ever.
For this one, I will probably done 100. Maybe 115, and I would have been. And that show gonna be the shit.
Like they better both do a full hour with an opener.
Exactly. Yep. But like I think I'm just not like I'm not doing more than like 115. That's tough.
I feel like pretty much like $225 for the pair with fees and everything. Like you put $225 out the door is my max at pretty much anything.
Because that's what it ends up. That's $25 just to get your seat. Now, are you bringing a date? Because you got a date, then you got another $225.
No. I'm saying per pair. So like I guess 112 or like 110.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. $225 for me and a date. Now I'm buying a couple rounds of drinks.
Exactly.
20,
are you getting food before and after? Right. You gotta get food before. Yeah. Bitches be hungry.
Yeah, bitches do be hungry, nigga.
Bitches don't like fucking on an empty stomach.
Gotta have some Big Mac to mush around in there, you know what I mean?
Let's look at these double cheeseburgers.
Listen, it's either that or you buying. If I bought $225 tickets,
you got to, like, you know, don't be fucking alligator arm in this bag. Nah. You got to get dinner.
Who, me?
No, the girl.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, nah, get out of here.
She got to get a couple rounds of drinks, too.
If you buy tickets to any event that's over $100 a ticket and you buy the ticket for the other person, like, I say this all the time. In that situation, I always try to be the person buying tickets because there ain't no way in hell I'm paying for anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if you go with like a group. Like we go like 5 of us, like tickets for like $90 a piece. I just grab those. Like, nigga, I ain't buying no drinks. I ain't buying dinner. I ain't paying for parking.
And it should be
I ain't buying Ubers.
Exactly. It should be known that like, yo, this guy I took care of
the event.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Let's take care of him.
Yeah. Y'all can come up with a couple 20s here there throughout the night.
But this is gonna be a terrific showcase. It's gonna be hopefully they film it. And,
I hope it ends up being.
Now, if they said it wasn't gonna be a special, then maybe I would have pulled the trigger. Maybe I would have done 200, but 220, I don't know.
Honestly, I think if I had to venture a guess, I think they're gonna film the whole tour and they're gonna chunk it up into like a mini series.
Yeah, hopefully.
That seems Chappelle Stewart-esque, right?
Yeah.
And Chappelle and Stewart tour America, get the political opinions of the whole world, and put out this mini-series afterwards. That seems on.
Yeah.
I hope it's coming.
Yeah.
You had a couple other things on here. Evil Genius.
Evil Genius. Okay, Evil Genius is just a documentary on Netflix about these people and this weird situation where this guy robs a bank in Erie, PA, I think it was, and he has a bomb around his neck.
Oh, no, I want to see. I'll just add this to my Netflix list.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to give away anything. It's worth watching. It's like 4 or 5.
So it's a true story, right?
Yep.
All right. And for people who don't know the backstory of essentially, people have seen this like cartoon version, and this comes up in like horror movies and stuff all the time. Guy walks into a bank. It's like bombs handcuffed to him, and somebody sent him in.
Yeah.
The original, like the origin story of that plot is this story. This is like the real story behind that. So dude walks into a bank and has to go on like this crazy scavenger hunt to get the bomb off him, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not giving away anything really.
No.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it. I can't be giving anything
along with Netflix specials, watch Wild Wild Country. I think I mentioned that in an early episode. It's about this cult that pretty much takes over this town in Oregon and begins to fight with starts with like just the people in the town who were there before then it starts as a state thing, then it's like them versus the government and becomes it's wild. It's one of the craziest documentaries I've ever seen, besides like still the 7-5 is one of the best documentaries I've ever seen, but this is a close second.
You also have Billions on here.
Yeah,
you just mad late to Billions, dog?
I'm just the new season started, so I just wanted to shout it out. It's like Billions is really good this year.
No, I watched season 1. I'm going back and rewatching it and going through season 2 and getting up to season 2.
I just wanted to give them some love.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
The last couple episodes are on point. Oh, and
it's a great show once you realize that you really want shit out of life. Yeah, because like I spend a lot of time talking about being spiritually in tune with yourself and all that shit. But to really be like successful in a capitalist society, you have to be a cutthroat douchebag sometimes. And this show is all about being a cutthroat douchebag.
And it pushes you to that, man. But yeah, you check that out. It's worth watching. This season's good. They're doing good work. On music, I forgot to mention, just really quick as far as music, T Grizzly dropped his debut album, Activated. Shit's on point.
Shout out to T Grizzly. I'll check it out. I'll give it a shot.
That's one of those you go to the gym for and you're good.
That's fair. How are we doing on time? Because I have 2 things in politics and 1 in relationships, and I need to know where we're going.
We're a little bit past the hour.
All right.
Whatever we can do.
I'm going to leave nobody's elected a president for a while. I can leave that for next week.
Okay.
There's the real pro tease there for you. Some good stuff coming up for you next week. NRA's new president, Oliver North. Do we want to break this down? And this might be a good little mini episode for another time.
Yeah, we
can get into this now.
I mean, I just don't understand it. We know. Okay, so yeah, you give it a breakdown, and cool. Then like.
So, the NRA is. I mean, the big pitch from the NRA, as long as we've all been alive, anyone who's under 35 or so has been. The NRA is in existence to make sure that the good guys with guns have rights to be able to defend us from the bad guys with guns. The most notorious bad guy with gun is your local drug dealer. We all hate the drug dealers. We want to kill the drug dealers, and those are the bad criminals who are going to ruin everybody's lives. And that's what they've been pushing for a long time. So somebody's got to explain to me, the new president of the NRA, I guess, I don't know how the NRA fucking election works or whatever. I guess he hasn't been sworn in yet, but he's been selected and everything, is Oliver North. So for those who don't know Oliver North, which could be many, many, many of you, depending on how old our listenership is.
I'm sure not many people know Oliver.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He worked with the Reagan administration back in the days, in the 80s. And he oversaw what they nicknamed the Enterprise. If that sounds familiar, it's because you probably listen to too much gangster rap music and watch too many documentaries on YouTube.
you watched the Freeway Ricky Ross
documentary. Yeah, exactly. And so there you go. Actually, that's a great point of reference. So the Enterprise is the notorious off-book CIA operation where they essentially trafficked cocaine into America, sold it into America's black neighborhoods, and then used that cocaine money to fund the Contras in Nicaragua. So America was trying to overthrow Nicaraguan government because there'd been a socialist government installed in Nicaragua. There's a rebellion group called the Contras that the CIA was deliberately funding. Congress finally voted to shut down the operation. CIA went around, Congress went around essentially the vote of the American people, said, fuck this shit, we need to pay the Contras, ran out of money to pay the Contras, and their solution was, I wish I had the quote here in front of me, it was how it came up was something along the lines of, I've got a really fun idea. And then they decided to start trafficking cocaine out of Colombia and most of Latin America and up into the States and selling it into black neighborhoods where they developed crack. And then you have the 10-to-1 ratios and all that came from that. So Oliver North, notorious drug lord, overseer of the cocaine project,
is now the NRA president.
Literally the guy who invented the cocaine epidemic of the 80s.
I just don't even know how to wrap my head around this.
Who spent his entire career creating off-book military operations where they funneled private money to go commit assassinations of a government we supposedly didn't like because they were socialists.
Yeah. How do you? I mean, how does?
Sorry, it just hurts my head to wrap around.
This is
nobody's batting an eye at this.
This is astonishing. It's astonishing that this guy's not a war criminal or.
Well, it's similar to, I don't know if we talked about it or if I brought it to you up off air. There's the dude running for Senate in West Virginia who essentially, he did a couple of years in jail because he owned a coal mine where a bunch of people died. Yeah. And he came back and he's just oh, they've all just been slandering me. I did nothing wrong. Vote for me. Yeah. It has that same kind of vibe to me where it's do you think just with enough time and because this happened before the internet age, nobody knows? Nigga, we all have Wikipedia. Yeah. Go look up who Oliver North is.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's that. It's also that, he, through what he's done in his affiliations, I'm sure he knows where the bodies are buried. Oh, yeah. So you cannot, a guy like this has been so in the mud with everyone from, Bill Clinton's attached to part of this because I'm pretty sure they ran a lot of this through Arkansas.
Really? I did not know that.
And
that
a lot
explains how Clinton got to his platform so quickly.
There's a lot. This guy definitely knows where the bodies are buried. He can definitely influence. So if you want someone to push your agenda and you want someone to get shit done,
he's the guy.
He's the guy because he knows where the bodies are buried.
He has leverage on everyone.
He has leverage on everyone. He's gonna keep, So I understand it from their standpoint. And
it's also interesting that the new director of the CIA is the woman who ran the torture unit during the waterboarding days. The new head of the NRA is the ex CIA operative who was running off books. It just seems like there's a lot of spies being put into positions of power.
Exactly.
That doesn't seem like a good thing. And I love me a good spy. I think they're very necessary people. To have them blatantly out as the leadership of the country.
I don't even think the new head of the FBI or the CIA, the lady, right? What's her name? I forget her name. But regardless, I can't even give her a certain level of a pass because when they were doing the waterboarding, it was something that they thought was legal. Well, it was legal. Yeah. And some of her actually
Gina Haspel.
Yeah, and some of her responses to it is I couldn't argue with it. They asked her how they would feel, how she would have felt if they were waterboarding American agents, and she's like, well, I don't understand because the people who we're facing, they're not what they're executing them. And so
right.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
That it's just a different world.
It is a different world, and I can't. I think Oliver North, who I think is way worse than.
Oh, far worse.
Yeah. But I understand it from NRA. If you don't care about PR and you just want to get your agenda across and you're willing to sacrifice.
I think they do care about PR. That's what makes this disgusting. I think this is good PR to them.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is a win to them.
Yeah.
And that's frightening. That Oliver North is like.
And I think people probably just
the official face of the good guy with the gun. That's just bizarre.
We just gotta get things done. We just get things done here. We don't care.
We're getting America great again.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it done. Do you want to do relationship shit quickly? I love this. So we gotta do this. It's our first user submitted email relationship question. It's very blunt to the point. I'll skip all the bullshit of the email because I don't want to read your whole fucking email. Would you rather be broken up with in person, texted, ghosted, or I'm gonna add over the phone because that person did not add this here. I'm not gonna read your name because you didn't say whether or not I should read your name. If you're emailing us, tell me whether or not I'm allowed to read your name and keep it to under 6 paragraphs.
Okay. And this comes off I would say I would rather be ghosted, but I got ghosted by a girl that I actually liked.
Recently?
I would say recently enough for me to still be like, oh, this
Shorty I know?
No.
Okay.
That says too much alone.
All right.
I got dude.
How long were you seeing her?
It wasn't even like that. It wasn't really much invested. It was just like, yo, like we kicked it a couple times, like just like once.
Oh.
And we were and but like it went dope, and then like everything.
You thought.
No, but there's
No, I've been in this exact situation. I'm not trying to shade you, but
in the day you guys make out. You're texting in the next couple of days, and it's just like.
So,
and I'm not like, well, I don't pursue. I drop a line. Maybe a couple hours the next day, I don't hear back. Drop another line. After that, I'm letting it go.
How long do you wait before you send the second text?
I waited a day.
All right, no, see, you're better than me.
Yeah, and then I'm gone. So I would rather be like, I'd rather get a text and be like, yo, this is happening in my life. I'm not ready for this. Which you
prefer the text versus the in-person version? Then?
Yeah, I don't need it in person. Like I don't want it in person. I don't want it now. No in person.
You're such a millennial.
I don't like any because then I'm wasting a whole time, a whole like interaction. This is like an hour. You meet up.
That's gonna be a whole day. You don't get dumped in person and not like you don't feel good after. Like your day's ruined.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do nothing.
If we've been like, I guess if we've been like dating for like 6 months or more, then in person, I would say, or at least a phone call.
You can't break up with like a serious relationship by texting.
I think like if it's not working, I feel it. I can already feel it. I don't mind just shoot me a text.
Was that the first time you got ghosted?
Yeah. The first time that I got ghosted that I didn't do anything to deserve it.
That's fair.
Like I've and usually like I'm flaky to where like if I'm not invested, I'm like cool. But I was like, this is dope. Like she's dope. I'm gonna make this happen.
And she was just like,
and then
nothing.
Ghost. Fucking
the weirdest one.
Send me a text, yo.
I went to like this work event. I'm not gonna say which, so I don't get any companies in trouble. But we go out after this work event. It was like a sponsored after party for the people who were working it. We get. I'm the only person from my company there. I'm there with all. It was. I don't even remember what it was. It was like a hiring conference. There's all these fucking gorgeous like HR, fucking associates. Yeah. So it's me and like a bunch of sexy blonde chicks. We're all like 24. We're 10 drinks in. I'm fine. They're wasted. Okay. Yeah. Hop on the subway to go home. We're like one stop away from where I'm at. Her stops at the next stop. I was like, you want me to walk you home? She's like, yeah, sure. Like, come on. I'm like, all right, cool. Walk her home. She's like, good night. It was nice to meet you. I was like, oh, all right, cool. She's like, you want to come in for a drink? I was like, yeah, I could do that. So cool. This is all leading to each other, right? Yeah. It was the awkwardest night of my life. Like we passed out on the couch, like watching shitty TV. I ended up sleeping in her bed. She woke me up at 4 a.m. to like kick me out because she's like, I never do anything like this. It's so
Did
fucking
you smash
weird.
Or no?
No, that's what. Like we made out a little bit and then like went to bed and then like woke up, she like kicked me out. And so the next day I just hit her up and I was like, so like, I don't want to be weird, but like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And just literally never heard from this girl again.
Wow.
For like a year.
Yeah.
Then hits me up out of the blue at like, I don't know, like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Where are you? I'm out in, wherever the fuck she was at. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And like, she tells me who it is.
Yeah.
I was like, sure.
Yeah. So you linked up?
We linked up and made out with my friends. Because I'm a douchebag.
Yeah. Well, I think that's.
Don't ghost me, bitch.
I think that is appropriate. Like move. Like still go out, be cool with her, and then her friends is like, yeah, I'm not committed to you. You had your opportunity.
I ain't nobody's second choice, nigga.
Hey,
but no, I get ghosted all the time, honestly. Like,
I always do the ghosting.
Yeah, so you know what it is? This is what I realized. Like, I'm very approachable, like fun guy, especially in like the club, whatever. Like I tell people all the time, like, I'm not at the club to bag women, I'm at the club to dance. Yeah. I'm here to fucking dance. I love to dance. Cut on the music. I'm sweating through my shirt. Is that you? Sorry about that.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they can't hear that. It's over the beat.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
it's the previous.
Oh, that makes sense.
We went longer than that, so.
So like, if I'm out in the club, like that's my move. Like I'm dancing guy, I'm fun guy. So like, girls will meet me in the club and they're like, oh, like this dude's like a good time. But then we'll dance for fucking 3 hours, have a few drinks. I'm thinking in my mind like, all right, cool. So I'm like, hey, it was really good meeting you. We'll exchange numbers. I'm like, at the very least, we're cool, right? Like we friends. Like let's hang out again. And I'll just never hear from that girl again. And I used to get so butthurt about that until I like realized like, nah, nigga, that's
a club. It's like a club thing.
Yeah, that's
it's like they probably got a dude that they care about. That's why.
So that's not like a breakup though. Like I don't mind getting ghosted by somebody I knew for like 2 weeks. Like that's not a ghost.
Yeah.
That's this was fun. I don't need you again.
Yeah.
I've ghosted plenty of women. I just didn't realize I was doing it.
Yeah, I've ghosted more. And I come to think of it, I have been ghosted. Well, like I have been like, I'm not sure if it's a ghost, but like I don't care about this enough to be like pursuing it. So like the text just dies away.
Yeah.
But this was like a straight up ghost. And I always assume that if a ghosting happens, then there's usually like some other dude that they were dating before that's still in the mix.
Either that or a new guy who showed up. Or like there was a few in the rotation and like I don't know what it was.
I don't know. Dude,
that's my biggest issue. I hate getting ghosted because I have to know.
I do. I want to know.
Just tell me what happened.
Because I just know, dude, like I'm fucking like, especially like if I'm talking to just I love seeing like pretty girls laugh. So like that's like this is the best feeling in the world. Yeah, it's my only. And so like if I go out, I'm going to like my whole job is like I'm gonna make this girl laugh, like texting like that. I'm gonna make you laugh. So I know it's like no, like I'm a comedian, so it's like no one's like whoever this guy is, he's not funnier than me. So the only thing is, the only thing he can have is history.
You might be better looking and richer and more talented too.
She don't know my pockets.
You a comedian, nigga.
I work, motherfucker. Pay these bills. She don't know what I pay for dinner or just drinks. But
it's the first day.
It was still a grip. I need some return of my investment.
You sounded real me too.
I know.
We're gonna get the misogyny bell is coming. I'm setting up the soundboard.
That's gonna be like 12 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. Every episode is gonna be an hour 45 now, just because of the bell.
Women just like drop a text. Be like and
I'm gonna do it first.
It made me respect the ghost. If I'm talking to a chick, I'm gonna if I feel like there's a need, I'm gonna be like it's not working out.
So that's my problem is because I hate getting ghosted so much and I've been ghosted. Yeah. I can't intentionally ghost somebody, and when I should, I'll just explain myself. Yeah. And that's never a good idea. Yeah. Because I'm like, hey, I don't really want to keep seeing you. Mostly just because you're unattractive and boring. Nothing else. It's not really anything situational.
I mean, like, you're cute, but I really think I can do a little bit better.
I can definitely do better in the intelligence department. Your company is really not worth my time.
Dude, that's usually what, for me, if I ghost a chick, it's usually like, it's just like, it just doesn't do anything. Like, yeah, this is cool and it's fun hanging out with you. But like it's just not. I don't feel like I'm not inspired. Like I want when I'm around people, I want them. I want introduce like new ideas. Like, oh, have you thinking of this? Have you thought of this? Oh, have you checked out this documentary, this podcast? Have we? If it's none of that, and I feel like, oh, well, this is just like the plain old Jane like relationship where we just gonna go out to eat, fuck, and get fat together. And I don't want that. So like, if I ghost a chick, it's usually because I see like, oh, well, that's all this is gonna be.
Yeah, I see the end in this.
Exactly. Already. But if
it's my favorite part of my relationship now, it's just like it's always
someone that invests in you and like and expands you, and it's not expanding, it's not pushing you forward, regardless whether it's relationship or friendship. Don't be in it. Be around people who are gonna push you, introduce you to new ideas, and expand you. If not, you're just wasting your time, dog.
That's some beautiful advice, Chris.
I think it's how I live my life.
Probably thanks.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our final 5 and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we talked about this off air. I promise we'll keep this under 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. You talk with your friends, right?
Yeah.
This comes up a lot in my life because I talk a lot of shit. My friends are all assholes.
I'm the same way.
Occasionally it starts off nice, right? Like, found your SoundCloud when you were 19. That shit was trash, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Yeah. I fucked your sister when we were 20, bitch. That takes us a step forward.
Yeah.
Now we have fighting words.
Yeah.
Give me your 5 things that you can say, like, how to phrase this? What can you bring up without your friend punching you in the face, but almost getting it there? What is the gray area?
I don't honestly we kind of had talked about this off air. We have a couple of things that we mentioned. I don't. Some of the things like the only thing that I will push past the line, and because I everything's on the table for me. But as soon as you like talk about my family or like a girlfriend, someone I care about. Like, that is the only thing.
See, okay, so I'll start with that then, because those are the 2 people bring up a lot, and my question is always this, like, is that completely off the table, or is there, like, a line? You can talk about my family, you can talk about my girlfriend, just don't, like, there's a certain line you can't cross with that shit.
Exactly, yeah, absolutely. Like, I talk about my friends' girlfriends, but it's like, I would never demean them. I would never put them in a position where I'm, like, talking about something. I'll be like, I'm usually putting them in the position of power over them.
Yeah. That's the appropriate way to joke with your boy about his girl.
Yeah, exactly. Or if their girlfriend's in the room and she does something silly, like I'll mention it, but like I'll never put them in a position that demeans them. I will always
like worst case snenario. It's like, oh, and you're dating that one. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. And like the same thing with family, dude. Like just don't don't bring in my family. Like mama jokes, like silly, like hacky mama jokes on the table, but like personal shit, like, oh, your mom is crazy. And
I know your cousin Trey from back in 7th grade, and that bitch ass nigga did.
Exactly, like no, my family's not here. Like your problems with me, like
that's why I don't let none of my friends know my family, dog. None of my friends ever like met my mom, my brother, none of that shit.
Yeah, but my family is like my friend's family. Like my friends can, like right now, my friends can go to my house and hang out with my parents and me not be there. Yeah, so. But there is, they respect them too. So like and I wouldn't go there with anyone else's family. And I would make fun of my friends. Like my one buddy, he's Persian, and so like I'll make fun of like his parents' accent and like
that's what I mean, like shit like that. Like, but to some people that could be way off the table.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's your position.
That might get you punched in the face.
But other things like I don't really care. Like everything else is open.
So my big one is like don't count my pockets in public, dog. Like, we joking between me and you, cool. If we, because, the legendary story of, me and my best friend's friendship was, I kind of knew him, he kind of knew me, I really didn't like him that much. We'd, interacted through mutual friends a few times. That was about it. And we were out. It was me, him, his buddy, who's now, our other roommate, who's, my other best friend, and these 2 girls. And I don't know this kid from fucking Adam, really. So I'm just shitting on him, because I know I got to leave in, an hour and a half anyway. So I'm just talking mad shit like, this nigga ain't shit, he can't dance, he don't know how to dress, he ain't got no money, all this in front of these girls.
Yeah.
And he handled it really fucking well, and it was all fun and games, and then I'm pretty sure he smashed one of these chicks when I left. Everything was good. But right. But I love friends like that you can shit on people like that with. The only thing in that situation though, out in public, don't cut my pockets. Yeah. Don't be bringing up money shit in front of other people.
Yeah.
Because that ain't something I can explain my situation wittedly enough to And my money ain't that long, nigga. Don't put me in that position. I will hit you. I feel like small dick niggas get mad about dick jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know because I never had that problem.
Yeah, I never been. Even I've never. Not until like high school where you kind of overlap with some of like your friends and you hear or your girlfriends start to hear things.
Or like locker room shit.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't. Frankly, I didn't care.
Like how big your dick is not my
exactly. But
I've been told by most women I fuck. There's a reason I got the AKA, dog. Like I'm not concerned.
And that's how I feel. Like and that's how I before even like when I was younger like. I had never gotten any complaints. So I was like, oh, okay, it must be all right.
I was explaining this to my girlfriend the other day. When I was younger, it was way better because I grew up in a town full of white people.
Oh, yeah.
I was the only black guy in town. Every chick I fucked from like 15 to 20 were all like, you're the biggest I've ever had. I got to be like 22 and girls were like, it's all right. I'm like, what do you mean it's all right? This shit was massive where I'm from.
The land of the midgets, you're a giant.
Going back home, fuck y'all bitches.
Yeah, some people can be sensitive about that, but
ball jokes on the table, off the table. I feel like that's.
I wouldn't care. I mean,
you're not bald though. You got a full head of hair. That's
yeah, but I used to cut all my hair off all the time.
You weren't bald though.
I was practically. I used to just cut.
You're a type 1.
No, I would like literally just be bald. So when I used to cut my hair myself, so I'd be lazy. So I would just cut it all the way off,
like
and just
zero, all even.
Yep, and then like once it got to the point where it started, show up a little bit, I line it up, and then I got a haircut for like 3 weeks. Like so, first day one it was bald. Right. Then like but
that was a choice. That wasn't like That's what I mean. Like so if people like crack on my dreads all you want to, I like them, nigga. There's a reason they on my head. If I'm bald because I couldn't choose that, Or worse yet, like you go to crack a ball joke on somebody, it turns out they fucking bald from like surgery or cancer or some shit. You feel like a real asshole.
Exactly.
I remember somebody cracking on my brother's haircut. Didn't know he got in like my brother used to have dreads like me, a little longer than mine actually. He got in an accident, split up his head there to cut off his dreads, so like put his shit back together. Yeah. And I remember somebody like cracking on my brother's haircut. And I almost fucking flattened him.
The one thing I would say is that you have to stuff like that, like baldness or like
fatness.
Yeah, you gotta like. You gotta embrace your insecurity. So like, be comfortable with it. They're gonna. That's like when I was really fat. Like I knew that like people were gonna crack on me, so I was just like, yo, like I'm gonna be. And I had got it worse at home. So when I went to high school and middle school and elementary school, like I was ruthless. Like you couldn't meet like whatever you said. Like I had already, and I got in the habit of like looking at people's insecurities because I was insecure. So like as soon as they brought up, and I knew it was like, oh, you fat, and it was like, oh, okay, what about this, and this, because I had already like seen who would be maybe to attack me, and then like I picked about the insecurities. So like,
my nigga came on.
Oh, dude, I was. That's as a kid, dude. That was. Like you're not gonna come to me.
See, but like the problem is, and having been also a former fat kid myself, if somebody comes at me for being fat, I go back at them because I got my shit prepared. And then they come back at me with some better shit about me being fat. Yeah, I'm done. Like I got nowhere to go.
I'm good. I will go deep. I am fully prepared. You're not gonna outgun me.
I agree with you, but I don't know. There's something I feel like. Kind of like the money thing. Like, if I know you're a millionaire, you can talk like shit about my pockets, and there's nothing I can really say. Yeah. So if I see you out here like with like broad shoulders and cut up washboard abs, and I'm out here like 280 and chunky, like I can't really say shit.
No one with washboards, abs, and all cut up is funny. Besides the Rock, in the Rock,
you surpass that and go to like bodybuilder status, then it can be funny again. But no average looking in shape guy is funny.
Exactly. So bring that smoke. I want all that smoke.
Yeah, you got it. And you're getting it right back, and you ain't doing shit about it. The only other one I had on my list was like and it's tricky because there's like the I fucked your girl or I fucked your shit, whatever, like jokes like being funny. But then like you said, there's some overlap in your friend group. Sometimes that's true.
I would.
And if your boy's like, yeah, well, nigga, you remember I fucked your girl, and then it's like, nigga, you can't bring that up. Yeah, don't say that to my face. I don't care if it's true.
I don't know if I would if I did date someone that overlapped with one of my friends. I would have to. I think before I even got into that, I would have to accept that would may come up, and I'd be like, I don't give a fuck.
Nah, like
Yeah.
see, I'm the opposite. Like I accept it to come up, but I'm sitting down with my friend, and be like, listen, like
Don't bring it up.
get out whatever you want. Like cool, like we're cool, but like if you try and like flame me with this at a later date. Like I'm tagging you, like there ain't gonna be smoke. There's gonna be fire, nigga.
See, I mean, I think like once you enter that situation, it's on the like you know what it is. You seen the Carfax. You bought the car. If this is start slinging, this is coming up. You know.
I mean,
you accepted that role, and either you gotta embrace it, or it's like it's like.
All right, let me redefine then. I don't have a sister, and ain't nobody fucking my mom as far as I know in the last 20 years. So I'm sure we're in that category. With my girl, fine. You're right. Maybe that's on the table. My girl ain't never fucked any of my friends, so I'm not worried about in this relationship. We cool. You bring up fucking my sister or my mother?
Yeah.
Nah, fam. If you really did, you can't.
Yeah,
you can't. Like Delonte can't bring that smoke to LeBron without getting hit, dog.
And I mean, that's not my. Someone that would do that if they were friends with me first. Then
I would hope you wouldn't bring that up. I would hope you're a better friend.
I don't see.
That's what I mean. There's a line you shouldn't cross.
Yeah, if you're friends with me, then you shouldn't be trying to smash my sister or my mom.
Yeah, but what if you smash your sister and then like met you separately and it's like, oh, that's your sister?
Oh, then that's different. Then I think I have to take that L too. Now, if you're trying to be disrespectful, like
is the respectful way to say I fucked your sister?
Yeah, if it's jokingly, like you used to date your sister or something like I don't know.
Exactly. I used to date your sister. Me and your sister used to go out. That's a lot different than I used to bust your sister down, nigga.
It is. It depends on the context, Like I don't want you don't bring that up. Then you don't bring that up.
That's rude.
Yeah, especially in a disrespectful way. Then you need to catch that L.
All right. So now that we've wasted 25 minutes telling y'all that if you're gonna break up with somebody, shoot them a text.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna talk shit to your boy, don't fuck their sister.
Yeah,
I think that's all the
don't bring up family.
We got.
Yeah,
don't bring up family. Don't bring up money. Don't bring up dicks. I guess I feel like dick talk is weird.
You gotta. That's joke. That's joke lane.
That's white boy humor.
Yeah, but you can bring that up. No one should get mad. Just don't bring up family. Don't bring up girlfriends, money, and And
but you fat niggas is getting roasted.
Oh yeah, you got.
Sorry guys.
Yeah, you're getting fat shamed.
No bears out here.
Yeah,
Cub Squad. You got anything else this week? Dates, anything like that?
I do, but I didn't prepare. So
come see on Chris Allen. On Chris Allen.
I'll start posting the clips and the artwork on the website and so forth for shows.
Awesome. Oh, good call. We'll do that as well. As always, it's Late to Work podcast, best known unknown podcast on the internet, episode 34. Don't be a dickhead.
Porch light on. I don't even have a key. You're right, I'm wrong. It's not always make-believe. And then the quiet hum of air inside your lungs won't sing me to sleep like a setting sun. There's no more holidays, just a black parade. There's no